Yeah, absolutely out of this world, these views. Yeah, that's one way to cool off your dog. A lot of memories riding this trail on my horse and on my bike when I was little. Hey everyone, MinerBiker here. We are back. We are on the Ponce Plateau for part 7 of the Grandview Trail Grand Adventure. We are at Crawford Pass, ready to ride the Crawford Pass Trail. Heads off that way, traverses along below a beautiful section of pink cliffs and connects us over to the top of Pipeline Canyon where we left off last time. If you are new to this adventure, the Grandview Trail is a rugged, wild Forest Service trail that starts from Red Canyon and circles 78 miles around the edge of the Ponce Plateau to Sheep Creek over by Cannonville. And I'm in the middle. Well, I'm actually about probably 2/3 of the way done with the journey to ride the entire thing and video the entire thing. We've had 6 parts so far. This is part 7. I anticipate a part 8 and part 9 to get all the way to Sheep Creek, and then we're going to do an ultimate part 10 where I'm going to ride the entire length of it from Sheep Creek back to Red Canyon in one single weekend. So there we go, Grandview Trail. Let's hit Crawford Pass. If you've been watching any of the other Grandview videos, particularly the more recent ones from last summer when I got around onto this kind of side of the plateau, you know that I have a lot of history with this trail. I grew up on a big ranch here in southern Utah that bordered right against Dixie National Forest and this side of the Ponce Plateau. And we used to ride our horses up here in the summertime on Grandview Trail all the time. There's a lot of history and memories on this trail. We're talking 20 plus years ago. We moved from this ranch in 2002. I'm surprised how good condition the trail bed's in. Looks like had a fair decent amount of foot traffic, people hiking on it, which I totally get. Hike over here to see these pink cliffs that are peeking through at us right there. Classic southern Utah pink cliffs. You don't even have to pay the Bryce Canyon entry fee to come see these ones. Pretty warm. Little washout. Yeah, a fairly decent sized washout. Back when we rode this trail on horses, it's actually fairly freshly cut. They built this trail in the 90s. While we were living down here is when they actually built this. Back then it was new, freshly cut. Hasn't seen a whole lot of maintenance since then. This tree's cut off of it, but as far as, you know, bringing equipment or something on it to fix washouts and stuff, not much of anything. They're washed out. Oh yeah. Other than a few washouts, I'm actually surprised. I'm happy to see how good a shape this trail's in. Now we come under even bigger row of pink cliffs. Man, they are spectacular. And big old cliffs just towering up there. So cool. Love pink cliffs of southern Utah. We interrupt the ride along the Crawford Pass trail briefly. A couple hours later, after I finished that ride, now I'm up on top of the cliffs above the Crawford Pass trail. So this is the main bank of cliffs that you ride right along underneath on the Crawford Pass trail. Now we're up on the top. Yeah, absolutely out of this world, these views. You're looking clear down over all our ranch out there, and then clear off to the southwest. We're out towards, I mean, you got the Grand Canyon clear over there off the Kaibab Plateau. It's cool with the little thunderstorms and stuff out there. Holy cow. Can't count how many times I've been to this very spot back when I was a little boy, and we'd drive up here, ride our horses up here, or ride our bikes up here, or whatever, and come to this very spot. Now that we took our little brief intermission up here on top of the cliffs, now we'll jump back in time a couple hours and back down there onto the trail to continue onward with the ride. That's a little rough. Hello, Slimy. Nice to see it on such a dry year. There's still water there. I know there's water over here at the top of Pipeline Canyon. Oh, a little more. What's your paws, doggies? I didn't think there'd be any on this stretch on such a dry year. Also mentioned, kind of fun, that when we were living here at the ranch, I also actually used to ride bikes on this part of Grandview. My mom's been doing mountain biking for a long time, but back when we were young, we would drive a truck with the bikes up there to Crawford Pass, leave the truck, and we would ride our bikes. Granted, this is in the 90s, very early 2000s, and we just had department store level or like bottom tier bike shop level bikes back then. But we still had a ball. But we would ride this Crawford Pass trail over here down Pipeline, exactly what we're doing today. Back when I was probably 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, through that age range, I'd actually ride my bike with my mom on this trail. Then we got down to Pipeline, or down Pipeline to Meadow Canyon. She would turn around, ride her bike all the way back up the road to Crawford Pass to pick up the truck, and I would ride my bike the rest of the way down the road through the ranch all the way back to home. Good times. So this is the Pink Cliffs Loop Road. Here's our Crawford Pass trail that we're on. You recognize this from the last video. So in the last video I rode from Mill Creek to Pipeline Canyon. Then I connected up this part of Crawford Pass to here, and then rode up the road up onto the top up to the Ponceon Point up there. Not going up that way, bud. I know that's the way we went last year, huh? I went up that. Now, if you haven't seen the other Grandview videos, make sure to check them out. They'll be in the cards in the upper right hand corner of the whole playlist. Okay, we gotta stop here and just take it in for a minute. Look back the way we just come at the cliffs we just rode under. That over there's Crawford Pass. And we rode underneath all them cliffs over to here. And this, off out that way, that is the ranch that I grew up on. Out to where it bordered up with the Grand Staircase National Monument to the east. And just BLM land off to the south and the west. And then the Ponceon here on the north. Oh, so dry. I got quite a lot of like deer and elk and stuff we've been using this trail. Even with my plus tires, it's pretty loose. Crossing the drainage divide over in Pipeline Canyon. More Pink Cliffs. Here we are at the Pipeline Spring, complete with its old water trough that's been here ever since before I was born. Got a little squirrel ramp for little critters having to fall in there. They can climb their way back out. Got some Forest Service trail cams over there. Keep an eye on what kind of critters are out here. Hello. Probably don't see a whole lot of this kind of critter. Most importantly, there's dog water. Yeah, that's one way to cool off your dog. He just hopped himself right in. That'll cool you off, huh, buddy? Does that feel good? Hey, that feel good? How you gonna get back out? Hey, you ready? Good boy. I'm trying not to get my feet too dirty or wet. A little slimy through there. Not too bad. Okay, here we are, coming into the end of the Crawford Pass trail. There's your sign, Crawford Pass trailhead, 2.3 miles. It's a little farther than that. According to my GPS watch, it's 3.2, but whatever. They're cool. Pipeline Spring, Crawford Pass trail that way, Grandview trail that way. That is the way we came from in part 6. Here we are going down into Pipeline Canyon on part 7, dropping in. And I'm going to turn on the bell because we're going to be diving down into some real deep, heavy forest down in here. Who knows what might be living here. A whole lot of sticks on the trail, huh? Yep, a couple sticks. Yep, a lot of memories riding this trail on my horse and on my bike when I was little. Well, not little, but when I was young. So awesome to be back, though. So cool to come see it again. Holy freak. What a mess of logs. Definitely glad it's been cleared through. Otherwise it wouldn't even hardly be passable. It'd be such a snarled mess. Oh, so many memories. It's funny because things look different when you're older than they do when you're a kid. But at the same time, it's so familiar. Definitely an interesting experience to come back and see it again. In case anyone is wondering why this is called Pipeline Canyon. Back in the day, back sheep herding days, this old about half-inch metal pipe that ran from that spring up there all the way down the canyon to feed sheep troughs. That is why it's called Pipeline Canyon. See certain like big trees and stuff like that, it's like, I remember that tree or that rock or this turn in the trail. I remember it. So cool. Somebody's been on this on dirt bikes. That's too bad. This is not a motorized trail. Looks like somebody rode a dirt bike or two on it. Whoop. Pretty good though to make it that far without any trees across the trail. Especially with how deep and heavy that forest is. Goes to show it wasn't a great snowpack here. There's not a whole lot of trees down. Get down into all these maples, these are pretty. Got a very interesting mix of this year's fresh green leaves and some of last year's colored leaves all on the tree. There's some very freshly cut trees. I was thinking that's probably this year that somebody's been through here and cleared this. That's awesome. Super pretty through here. This is so cool through all these maples. It's so interesting to have the color combinations of fall colors and green together. Usually there wouldn't be any fall colors still hanging on the trees, but they are. It's very interesting. Whoa, there's one down. There's the old sheep trough that pipeline used to come to. That's why it's called Pipeline Canyon, because they ran that little metal water line from that spring down to these troughs. Oh. Yeah. There's been cows on this section. We'll loosen up. They can't come soon enough when they get rid of public land cattle grazing. Whoa! Longhorns! Not just any cows, they're longhorns. Hell, cows! Bet they never seen a bike before. It's not up here. Woohoo! We're on forest land right now, but this fence right here is the border of the forest and the ranch I used to live on. The other side of that fence is the ranch. There you go. Right there. I'm gonna go down the road here just a tiny bit. Huck! Come here! And we'll turn back off onto the trail right here. The road goes down there and actually goes into the ranch. The trail cuts up around on this hill to stay on the forest land. This part doesn't look like it's been hardly used since we left. Very loose. There's a bicycle track on it though. It's faint, but it's there. See right across there, somebody's big cabin set up on their lot. This ranch is divided up most of it, about half of it, is divided into 20-acre lots. People buy and build their cabins and stuff on, do whatever they want with, pretty much. And then the lot owners form the owners association, which commonly own the rest of the ranch. And then we are actually the paid ranch managers to live here year-round and take care of it. Yeah, that's somebody's lot over there. That was not there when we lived here. This down here below us is called Red Reservoir. And then off there, so this is the meadow of Meadow Canyon. So that's all within our ranch. You can see another cabin up on the hill over there. I spent so much time right out there. We used to, this meadow is fenced in. We used to run our horses in there in the summertime. And now drop back down. Loose. I slid off down the hillside. Oh, that's a harsh little transition, especially on a turn. Oh, I remember well this grove of ponderosas that you come through. Oh my heavens, this is so cool. So crazy to see it again. I remember these trees, I remember this trail. That road's a little dusty. This right here is the gate onto the ranch, leaving National Forest land. We always called this the Iron Gate. Obviously it's made out of steel, not iron, but we called it the Iron Gate. That gate has been here a long time. DSR, Deer Springs Ranch. That was where we lived. No hunting. That was always one of our favorite things about this place. It did not allow hunting. It was wonderful, and other than the fact that we had an absolute horrific time trying to keep hunters out of the ranch. This very gate right here was the center of our conflicts. This gate, we had this gate try and get dug out. We had locks shot off. We had the post that it latches to dug out. We had the fences torn out. My mom was threatened on at least one occasion. Yeah, it was no fun during hunting season because we didn't allow them, and the deer knew it. They knew to come down here. It was safe. All right, so here on the road just outside of Deer Springs Ranch, there's the gate. Here's where we just come out of on the Grandview Trail. You can see the sign right here. 7.6 miles over back to Mill Creek, 12.1 back to Straight Canyon, 54 all the way back to Red Canyon. And then over here is the next segment continuing onward. Looks very, very, very lightly used, basically untouched. But here we got Crawford Canyon is 1.9 miles, Lower Podunk Creek is 6 miles, and Sheep Creek Trailhead is 24. So that is, this here will be the end of Part 7. Up after climbing Paint Cliff Loop Road from the Iron Gate back up to where we crossed it on the Crawford Pass Trail earlier. Now we are riding this part of the Crawford Pass Trail back under the cliffs again, going the other direction back to Crawford Pass. Oh, so good. Just love it. Those cliffs up there are so freaking spectacular. Oh yeah, old Black and Dirty. Do that water. There's the big washout. Little sandy. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh, this trail is so pretty. In such surprisingly good shape, other than one tree and a few washouts. Other than that, this trail is in incredible shape. So good. Well, everyone, back up at Crawford Pass. that was really something. I knew this was probably going to be the most special section of Grandview to ride, just because this Crawford Pass and Pipeline were the two sections we spent the most time on, were our favorites. Really dozens, if not even hundreds of times that we hiked, horse rode and bike rode that very same stretch of trail that I just did back when I was 8, 9, between the age probably 8 and about 12-ish, 12, 13, when we left and moved from the ranch. Wow, that was something. Anyways, that'll do it for part 7 of the Grandview adventure. Got Crawford Pass and the main Grandview trail down Pipeline to Meadow Canyon and the Deer Springs Ranch Iron Gate. Part 8 we'll pick up there, hit Meadow Canyon, and go from Meadow on over to Podunk Creek. That'll be the next section. Thanks everybody so much for watching. Make sure you check out the Grandview playlist and other Grandview videos up there in the cards in the upper right hand corner of this video. Check out my bike check on my customized Fezzari Wasatch Peak hardtail. This little bike is pretty much absolutely the perfect thing for riding like this. It does so good. Anyways, thanks again for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment for the dogs, and if you've subscribed already, I really appreciate it. If you haven't, I invite you to do so, and keep digging up new places to ride.